Good morning students, I welcome you all for the online class of economics. Today we will be going to proceed with the short-term equilibrium, further topics. Till savings we have completed, consumption. Now we will be proceeding to the investment option, the level and behavior of I investment, how it changes with the Y income. There is a relationship between S and I because how much the saving will be there, that much will be the investment in the economy. We just think how much the people saves, that much only they will be investing in any of the project, in any of the assets. So that only the form has been said. Level and behavior of C, let us consider C autonomous consumption equals to 20 given the minimum level of C when even when Y equals to 0. B MPC equals to change in C upon change in Y equals to 0.5, constant at all levels of Y. Okay, so the consumption function indicating the level and behavior of C may be specified as C equals to C bar plus BY. Okay, C equals to how much is given? 20 autonomous consumption. Then change in C and change in Y, that is MPC 0.5. Y is not given, so 0.5 into Y. C, then Y equals to, if Y equals to 0, definitely 0.5 into 0. When Y equals to 0 is given, at that level what will be the total consumption? Total consumption will be 20 only, because 0.5 into 0 if we will do, we will get 20. So it is 20. But when Y equals to 20, it changes to 20. Let us see what will be the calculation and how it is there. C equals to, what is autonomous consumption? 20 plus 0.5 into how much? 20. 20 plus 0.5 into 10, 20, that is the 10. How much total consumption? 30. So how much is the consumption came? 30. So likewise we have already learned in the last chapters how to calculate the consumption when the income and other factors of consumption function is given there. Now let us proceed. Level and behavior of I investment. Table 1 shows I equals to 10 corresponding to all levels of Y. It implies that I is constant at all levels of income. So that I function is specified as I equals to autonomous investment, stands for a constant level of investment no matter what the level of Y is. Here distinction needs to be drawn between two types of investment, autonomous investment and induced investment. Autonomous investment, when we see student, it is that investment when income is 0. That time definitely no investment will be there, which is autonomous or independent of the level of income in the economy. It is constant no matter what the level of income in the economy. Okay, like government does this autonomous investment. When there is no income, then also for the welfare of the people government do the investment. Okay, it does not change with any change in the level of income. Induced investment, on the other hand, it means when the income changes, when there is a certain change in the investment also. So on the other hand refers to that investment which changes as the level of income changes in the economy. People are induced to invest more if they are earning more income in the society. It needs to be noted that with emphasis that in the context of equilibrium GDP, Keynes consider only autonomous investment. Thus table 1 shows I equals to 10 constant at all levels of income. Aggregate demand in table number 1 shows that combined behavior of C plus I, it is a behavior of aggregate demand in a two-sector economy. Okay, that is a closed economy, also two-sector economy you can say there. Comparing aggregate demand and Y, when we see the aggregate demand, we learned it is C plus I, and Y equals to also C plus I, which represent aggregate supply. We find that when AD equals to 60, AS and AD are equal to each other. Accordingly, 60s is the equilibrium GDP. Okay, 60s is the equilibrium GDP. So let us proceed with the next topic. Hence, aggregate supply and aggregate demand can be estimated are equal to each other. Accordingly, 60s is equilibrium GDP. How it? Let us see. Algebraically, the equilibrium GDP can be estimated using the following equation. When Y equals to aggregate demand in a state of equilibrium, Y equals to C plus I. Y equals to, what is C function? C bar plus BY plus I we can do there. Are you understanding what I did? Here C function, C is consumption. Consumption, how we get the formula is autonomous consumption plus B into Y. So we applied here instead of C we applied C plus by. Okay, we can apply plus I. Substituting the values as in table number 1, we get y equals to 20 plus 0.5y plus 10. Okay, so y equals to 0, y minus 0.5y equals to 20 plus 10, how much? 30. So when we will substitute, we will get y equals to 60 after algebraic solutions. Thus, when aggregate demand equals to aggregate supply equals to 60, the equilibrium is struck. It is that level of plant output which coincides with plant expenditure. All that is planned to be produced is planned to be purchased. There are no undesired stock with the producers. Diagrammatic presentation of C function, I function and equilibrium GDP when we see figure number 1 presents C function, I function and equilibrium GDP. It is based on the data set of table number 1. Equilibrium GDP equals to aggregate supply equals to aggregate demand. It is a situation when equilibrium is struck. So here when the equilibrium is struck, as per the calculation, it struck when the 60 is the income. At the 60 income, it matches with the 60 has the aggregate expenditure, that is C plus I. So that is the level, student, how the consumption will be getting. Diagrammatically also, note the following observation carefully. I function is indicated by I line. We have drawn I line by the data which is given to us. That is constant also. Investment cannot be changed with the level of income. We have learned it is autonomous investment. It is not induced many times by the income. Okay, so it is constant, as people do also a fixed investment. They never changes the investment time to time. So fixed investment is there of the 10. I line starting from 10 on the y axis, it shows that I is the investment, constant equals to 10 at all levels of y, income, GDP. C function is indicated by C line starting from 20 on the y axis. It shows that the autonomous consumption start when 0 is the income, then also 20 is the consumption, and there the consumption has proceeded one by one as we have got the tabular data. C line trends upward slope is showing positive relationship between C and Y. As the income is increasing, consumption level is also increasing. Slope of C line, that is MPC equals to 0.5, has shown in the table number 1. It can be shown lights. C function or a C line, it is shown in table 1 number 1, not in the graph. C function or C line correspond to the equation that C equals to C bar plus BY. AD function is indicated by the line C plus I, that is aggregate demand. This starts from 30 because aggregate demand started from 30. We calculated once consumption equals to 20 plus 10, that is 30, where 20 is a minimum C and 10 is a minimum I. AD line is parallel to C line because the difference between aggregate demand and C is equal to 10, which is constant. A line forming an angle of 45 degrees down from the origin. This is a line of reference. Every point on this line shows that aggregate supply in terms of Y equals to aggregate demand in terms of C plus I. So that equilibrium must occur somewhere on this line. The exact point of equilibrium is where aggregate demand lies, crosses the line of reference. It happens at point number E. Thus E is the point of equilibrium where aggregate supply equals to aggregate demand. The equilibrium GDP equals to 60. Find C at equilibrium Y when Y equals to 6000 and C equals to 100 plus 0.75 Y. Given. Consumption is given, students. How to calculate? Very easy, as I already explained to you. C function formula, first of all, C equals to C bar plus BY. That is a formula, no? Consumption. We have to find C at equilibrium when Y equals to 6000. Substitute the values. Y 6000, 0.75 Y is the B, okay? And 6000 and the income 100. Autonomous consumption 100. So 100 plus how much is the 0.75 into Y, how much is there? 6000. Let us substitute this value 100 plus 75 by 100 into 6000. If you will see how much is the 0 cancel, 60 into 0.75, no? And it is not 75, 0.75, it will be 100 plus 4500, 4500 plus 400, it will be 4600. So this way we will calculate in the consumption function. Find equilibrium when Y equals to, find equilibrium when C equals to 100 plus 0.5Y and I equals to 1000. How the equilibrium is struck? Equilibrium is struck when aggregate supply equals to aggregate demand, Y equals to C plus I, or when C plus I. Substituting the values of C and I, we get the value Y equals to, has the formula C plus I. What the C is there? C equals to 100 plus 0.5Y. We will take together. I is 1000. By calculating this value, how much we are getting? 2200. That is the income. Restoration of equilibrium when aggregate supply and aggregate demand happen to diverge. What happens if aggregate supply greater than aggregate demand? When aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand, student, aggregate supply greater than aggregate demand, flow of goods and services in the economy tends to exceed their demand. Definitely, when supply is more, demand is less. Definitely, goods will be out of stock. Okay, to exceed the demand, as a result, some of the goods will be unsold stock with the producer. To clear unwanted stock, the producer, what they will be doing? They will cut the expenditure in the future production, because they cannot do unnecessary the production of more goods, because whether it will be sold or not, or it will be in demand or not, that is not known. Consequently, aggregate demand would reduce to become equal to aggregate demand. This is how aggregate supply adjusts itself to aggregate demand. Briefly, equilibrium is restored through a change in output has a change in income. What happens if aggregate supply less than aggregate demand? When aggregate supply is less than aggregate demand, flow of goods and services in the economy tends to be less than demand. The existing stock of the producer would be sold out, and the producer would suffer from the loss of unfulfilled demand. To rebuild the desired stock and avoid the loss of unfulfilled demand, the producer would plan greater production. As a result, aggregate supply would increase to become equal to aggregate demand. Thus, equilibrium is restored through a change in output or a change in income. What happens when S equals to I approach? An equilibrium GDP. Savings equals to investment, as I already introduced to you in the beginning of the class. Equilibrium GDP is achieved when savings equals to investment. The S indicates withdrawal. Definitely, S indicates withdrawal when while I indicates injection into the circular flow. Definitely, savings will be withdrawn one day, and so as to make injection of the investment in some projects. Thus, equilibrium GDP is achieved when withdrawal and injections are equal to each other. To illustrate how equilibrium is struck, we need to study the behavior of S and I functions. Table 2 below is derived from table number I, showing how S and I variables behave in relation to Y. Behavior of S and I relation to Y when we want to see. Here income you can see, savings you can see, aggregate change in S and change in Y is required for calculating marginal propensity to savings, otherwise not needed. I, how will we, same I is, you can see I investment is there 10, 10 and all. Change in S upon change in Y, how much is there? That you can see minus 20 minus 10, it will be minus 10 divided by 20 equals to 0.5. Constant, it will be constant at all level of income. I is constant at all levels of income, has already noted, because only autonomous investment is considered. Because of S reveals that autonomous savings equals to minus 20 and MPS equals to change in S upon change in Y 0.5. The information is the following S function. S equals to saving S bar minus S bar, as we learned the formula of savings from marginal propensity to savings, that is the savings function, S bar plus MPS Y. So here MPS we calculated, say autonomous savings minus 20 plus 0.5. Substituting different values of Y in this equation, we shall get the corresponding values of S as in table number 2. Thus, if Y equals to 100, savings equals to 30. So that S equals to I. So how much is the investment? That is the 30 will be the investment. So that is the point has been explained. Next class we will be going to learn what happens if S has a greater relationship between savings and investment in a particular situation at different points of time. So let us discuss in the next class. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.